Why couldn't the Mongols conquer Europe? You see, most people think they never made it that far, or that European knights somehow stopped them. But neither is true. After sweeping through Central Asia and much of the Middle East, the Mongols stormed into Europe in 1236. They crushed cities across Russia, Poland, and Hungary, and their scouting parties even reached as far as Austria. Nothing seemed able to stop them. It looked like the whole of Western Europe would also fall to the Mongols. But then, everything changed. News arrived that Ögedei Khan, the supreme ruler of the Mongol Empire, had died suddenly back in Mongolia. And by Mongol custom, every prince of royal blood had to return home to elect a new great Khan. So the armies tearing through Europe, led by Prince Batu Khan, simply turned around and left. After that, the Mongols were too busy fighting each other, and Europe was spared. He approached the emperor with an offer: a cannon bigger than any weapon the world had ever seen. You see, he claimed he was a skilled engineer, and his new cannon would help defend the city of Constantinople against the Ottoman forces. But Emperor Constantine turned him down, saying he couldn't afford to pay for it. Frustrated by this rejection, Orban turned to the enemy instead, offering to do the same for the Ottoman Sultan, Mehmed II. The Sultan agreed, and Orban got to work. He built the basilica, a cannon so massive it took 60 oxen just to pull it. It stretched 27 feet long and could fire a 1,500-pound stone over a mile. When the siege began, Orban's masterpiece, along with the other artillery he designed, hammered the walls of Constantinople day after day, until finally a breach was made. The Ottoman forces stormed inside the city, and with them, the 1,000-year-old Byzantine Empire came to an end. How did the Roman Empire become Christian? Before the Battle of Milvian Bridge in 312 AD, Emperor Constantine saw a vision: the Holy Cross beneath the sun with the words, "In hoc signo vinces," meaning, "In this sign you shall conquer." The next morning, Constantine ordered his soldiers to paint the Chi Rho, the Greek initials for Christ, on their shield. For the first time in 1,000 years, pagan gods were cast aside as the Roman army marched into battle under a Christian banner. What followed was Constantine crushing his rival and securing control of the empire. After the battle, Constantine legalized Christianity. The empire that once crucified Christ now crowned him its divine protector. The greatest Islamic empire was not defeated by enemies. It was betrayed by its own elite soldiers, the Janissaries. They were Europe's most feared army, forbidden to marry, trade, or own property. But over time, the focus shifted to politics. They dominated government and dictated policies. Soon, merit vanished and family members were promoted. They began marrying freely, running the largest shops in the empire. They forced pay raises and rioted whenever the Sultan said no. Eventually, they became bigger than the Sultan himself. Between 1600 and 1800, they overthrew 6 sultans, killing 3. But their greatest sin wasn't corruption, it was incompetence. To stay in power, they blocked all efforts to modernize. And before you knew it, the West was 100 years ahead. Syria, Palestine, and Egypt have fallen to the Arabs. Constantinople is next. But inside the imperial city, a lone chemist works in secret, Callinicus. He's building a weapon the world has never seen before: Greek fire. Fire that burns on water. Fire that sticks to flesh, armor, and the sea itself. In 674 AD, Yazid lays siege, expecting swift victory, but out of nowhere, Arab ships vanish in flame and screams. The first Arab defeat in Islamic history. They try again, 150,000 men, 1,800 ships, but the result is similar. The entire navy is obliterated. Before his death, Emperor Constantine warned his son to never reveal the formula and never use the weapon outside Constantinople. Valerian was a god in Rome, until Shapur made him crawl. He wasn't executed. That would be mercy. He was humiliated again and again. In 260 AD, he marched east towards the Persian border, but disease plagued his army and left him desperate. He came to negotiate, but Shapur betrayed him. Valerian became the only Roman emperor ever captured alive. He was paraded as a living trophy, forced to bow before sacred Zoroastrian fire. Shapur refused ransom. Displaying Valerian to Asian kings showcased Persian supremacy, and in Rome, Valerian's son was emperor. His father's captivity was the ultimate leverage. In the end, the emperor was put to work on building Bandi Kaisar, a monument of humiliation that still stands today. This donkey driver outwitted Alexander the Great. You see, Alexander was a great believer in omens. He was warned by an oracle that he had to execute the first person to walk through a gate. A man riding a donkey walked through, who was immediately taken to be executed. When informed of why he had to die, the man told Alexander that his donkey had walked through the gate before him. Amused at the man's wits, Alexander spared him and had the donkey meet the oracle's fate instead. The boy stood at a distance, watching the wild stallion thrash and kick. It wouldn't let anyone ride it. Frustrated, King Philip ordered the merchant to take it away. But then, the boy stepped forward, claiming he could tame it. You see, he had been observing, and he realized the horse wasn't angry. It was afraid of its own shadow. Gently, he turned the horse's face toward the sun so it couldn't see its shadow. Then, slowly, he climbed onto its back and rode. The boy's name was Alexander, and he would go on to conquer the known world on the back of this very horse. Why did the tallest structure in the ancient world crumble into dust? The Tower of Babel was meant to touch the heavens, a monument to King Nimrod's ambition. He claimed it would unite his empire under one language, one rule, one king. But like every empire, its downfall came from within. As the tower neared completion, frontier tribes rebelled. Nimrod's generals begged him to redirect resources to defend the borders. He refused. Finishing the tower mattered more than saving the kingdom. The workers, exhausted and divided by clan and dialect, turned on each other. Misunderstandings became sabotage. One night, a support ramp, soaked in pitch, was set ablaze. The tower collapsed like a burning mountain. Ironically, it didn't fall because humans reached too high. It fell because the one thing meant to unite them, language, fractured beyond repair. The world's first skyscraper became the world's first ruin.